All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Work harder at being an outstanding human being. There is literally nothing you can do. You might get your ass kicked, and you might die. I mean, rest in peace, Renee Good. That was terrible. But now she lost her life, and I wouldn't dream of trivializing that or saying anything bad about her. She lost her life, for God's sake. But stop. Enough. That is the link to that video. Donut Dan, if you want to share it. I just put it in the chat of this live stream on Twitch. O'Neill has to go potty, and frankly, I do too. So like yesterday, I'm going to take a break. It might be a little longer than normal because I got to let these puppy dogs outside. But I'll be back with you. Thank you for being here, by the way. Tyler says, well done, do MAGA Wick. Great beating, LOL. All right. Yeah, I don't care who. That was amazing. It was fantastic. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Well, boy, what happened to my voice there? Out the chat, let's see. Megan said, try not to piss your pants. I stood. Well, if you stand, you won't do it. Question, did the stream die? All right, whenever that comes up on here, I'm always a little, oh boy, what's happening? So Patrick says no. Everybody seems to be saying no, it's not a problem. I don't know what's happening on your end. There is a brand new Barbie doll. Mattel has introduced, I'm not being a smartass, Autism Barbie. This is Autism Barbie. Autism Barbie looks like any other Barbie, except she's got like the noise canceling ear protectors on, like you might wear if you were shooting a gun at a range. That is the only thing that makes Barbie appear to, I guess, have autism. And maybe that's what they're shooting for. That it's people with autism are like everybody else, and that's fine. I mean, of course, there are different degrees of autism. Some people's autism is incredibly debilitating. Others, not so much. There's all sorts of things that fall under that umbrella. But their big thing has been, well, we're showing that there's acceptance or something like that. Or I guess what I'm asking is that one of the questions I have is, who's going to play with this? I mean, who does that mean that you would buy this for a child who has autism? Does it say Autistic Barbie on the packaging? Mattel is introducing an Autistic Barbie on Monday as the newest member of its line intended to celebrate diversity, joining a collection that already includes Barbies with Down syndrome, a blind Barbie, a Barbie and a Ken with vitiligo. I'm curious about Down syndrome Barbie. Okay. Down syndrome Barbie has the, you know how I think it's the eyes that are characteristic of a person with Down syndrome or something like that. I don't know. The National Down Syndrome Society was in on it. They said, yeah, this is good. Hey, if it's good for them, it's good for me. This is the Down syndrome Barbie. And Down syndrome Barbie has, I'm curious about what's going on the legs here. Are these braces? Is that oftentimes something that happens to folks with Down syndrome is they have to have braces on their legs? Or are those the type of socks that you had when you played on the baseball team? You know, those stirrup ones? That doesn't make any sense. I'm guessing those are supposed to be braces. Now, Alan here has a child with Down syndrome. How do you feel about Down syndrome Barbie? I'm guessing you don't have an opinion. You're like, I don't give a shit. Man Bun Chris says, of course, EZ checks out the feet. No, I was not checking out the Down syndrome Barbie to see the feet. Alan weighs in. He knows a thing or two. He says, yeah, poor muscle development. My daughter had braces for a few years on her ankles. There you go. Bob says, does she come with a helmet? Yeah, I don't know if that's synonymous with Down syndrome, frankly. Donut Dan, what did he say? I think he had a joke somewhere in there. When do we get to see Protester Barbie and MAGA Barbie? And then Vega Spy, which is Anthony, says, we already have Autistic Barbie. Alan, I don't think he is into Down syndrome Barbie. I have nothing bad to say about Down syndrome Barbie. You know, I don't want to be the guy who dies on the hill of saying something bad about a Barbie doll that is made to have Down syndrome. Well, the autistic Barbie, though, that really, this might be just a way for Mattel to make more money, and I think it's brilliant. Because nowadays, people are so in tune with, what makes a person a person. So if I am running Mattel, I'm doing a full line of every different type of person. I'm doing transgender Barbie. I'm doing MAGA Barbie. I'm doing transgender Ken. And I'm not even making jokes here. I'm serious. I'm doing MAGA Barbie, transgender Barbie, transgender Ken, anti-ice Barbie, immigrant Barbie, all this shit. MAGA Barbie looks like Christy Nome because she looks like a Barbie doll. Tofa says you can have a Mitch McConnell Barbie. No, you got to focus on, you got to think broad picture here. So you could do elderly Barbie, but you couldn't do just Mitch McConnell Barbie. But I don't think anybody would be interested in elderly Barbie. But maybe, at the end of the day, Mattel is not interested in inclusivity. They're interested in money. So I would do every fucking person known to man. Donut Dan says deported Barbie. Donut Dan says ADHD Barbie. You know that they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel when the best they can do when it comes to autistic Barbie is put headphones on the doll. And what I want to know is on the packaging, does it actually say autistic Barbie? Or on the Down syndrome Barbie, does it say Down syndrome Barbie? Because I just don't think that that's going to work. Mattel unveiled its first ever autistic Barbie doll created with guidance from the autistic community to represent common ways autistic people may experience, process, and communicate about the world around them. The doll invites more children to see themselves represented in Barbie. All right. Let's see. The autistic Barbie doll features elbow and wrist articulation, enabling stimming, which I couldn't tell you what that is, but I've heard it used before. So this Barbie, other than the other Barbies, different than the other Barbies, you can bend the elbows and the wrists. It will also, you can, because it allows stimming and hand flapping. I know this is going to sound horrible, but sometimes that's a common thing with people who have autism. They will, I make fun of the NFK, but it's the same goddamn thing. It could be the NFK Barbie. And other hand gestures that some members, okay, I thought that the only thing unique about this was the headphones, but there's more to it. You can actually make the Barbie do the hand flapping. This is from Mattel's website. This is their press release. So that you can take your Barbie and make it flap its hands. I can't imagine any kid doing that. I think that they're just doing this so the parents will buy it for the kids. That's what I think. Let's see. Hand gestures that some members of the autistic community use to process sensory information or express excitement. Okay. Eye gaze. The doll is designed with an eye gaze shifted slightly to the side, which reflects how some members of the autistic community may avoid direct eye contact. Didn't know that. Accessories. Each doll comes with a pink finger clip fidget spinner, noise-canceling headphones, and a tablet. The tablet often is used as a tool to help with everyday communication. The doll wears a loose-fitting purple pinstripe A-line dress with short sleeves and a flowy skirt that provides less fabric to skin contact. Purple shoes complete the outfit with flat soles to promote stability and ease of movement. Well, I mean, they did put a lot of time, and I think they've hit it. I think they've hit the nail on the head. Man Bun Chris says, bigger discussion that needs to be had is this: what would be unique for the NFK Ken doll? Well, it wouldn't be a Ken doll because Ken dolls are made to be attractive. If you want it to be like that, you'd have to make the doll look like fucking Uncle Fester. Tyler says NFK Barbie comes with mystery brown hand stains, greasy hair, and arm flapping action. Man Bun Chris adds fresh Mugu Guy Pan stains in the jeans. Donut Dan says MAGA flag guy Ken with Kung Fu punch. There are a lot of options here. The NFK Barbie, you could like pull the string on the back, add a voice box, and he says various racist slurs. Or you can extend a finger and give the finger to inanimate objects like the accessory of the sweater and whatnot. That's what Tyler says. It also has a voice box that says the N-word while throwing out the... We were thinking the same joke at the same time. Holy shit. You and I are alike in our joke timing. The difference is I desire to say it in a group of people. You would be like, oh no, it's spooky to talk to people. Oh no, I'm in an environment where people are. I don't like it. I'd rather be cutting up some polyps in a lab. What are you going to do when you're a nurse and you have to talk to a patient? By the way, can we get a life update as to where you are now, Tyler? I know you're graduated from polyp cutting to the next step. You've bettered yourself through education. You have is there some type of certification that you need here? What's going on in the quest to be the best nurse ever? I'm taking my boards next week and tentatively starting my new job February 8th. Now, I know there are different levels of nursing. I'm not sure what is the highest, but is a nurse practitioner the highest you can be in that field? And what level of nurse would you be when you start the new job after you pass your boards? There is a doctor of nursing practice as well. Donut Dan says naughty nurse is the highest level. I am a regular ass nurse hoping to be a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant. More schooling. All right. You're still young. I like it. You're wondering what that noise is. It was the cough drop. Before I get to my next story, shout out to some sponsors. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. You can find them at ervines.com. One of the cars in the EZ fleet is or is about to be in the service bay getting repaired. I have no idea what is wrong with it. It has something to do with the coolant system. Countdown 3, 2, 1 till Nick says I could get that part for $2 on Amazon and have it installed. Embarrassing. If you want it done expertly and not done like Hillbilly Nick, reach out to Irvine's. Professionals in their field. Top-notch technicians making your life easier and repairing your vehicle. 616-532-6600. They will be bringing the Honda Civic Hybrid back to life, which I will take possession of in a handful of months. I will buy it back from my daughter. 616-532-6600. Thank you, Irvine's. By the way, they have free loaner cars. How about Rick over at TC Paintball? He's an entertainment juggernaut. This is so much fun, especially in the winter months where it's cold as hell and you just don't go outside that much. Play paintball indoors at TC Paintball. You can get more information at tcpaintballgr.com. Book an event for you and your group. Could be workplace team building. How about a bachelor party? That could be part of the festivities. Maybe you just get together with the neighborhood kids and the dads hanging out. The moms. I don't know. Anybody can play paintball. I know Megan does and her group over at Irvine's. tcpaintballgr.com for more information. Book a paintball event today. They have everything you need there. You don't need anything other than yourself, the ability to sign a waiver, pay your money. They give you the gear, and boom, you're playing. tcpaintballgr.com. We talked earlier about getting your car repaired. What about if you have a Duramax diesel truck with an Allison transmission? There's only one place in West Michigan to get it repaired, and that is the Zeeland, Michigan-based company, Merchant Automotive. Merchant, MERCHANT-automotive.com. You know, some of you guys that have these trucks, or girls, you like to work on them yourself. Guys, girls, or lesbians. If you get in the weeds on your Duramax or your Allison, they can help you over at Merchant Automotive. Not to mention their website, which people shop on 24/7 from anywhere in the world, features a number of vehicle upgrade kits that can improve the performance of your vehicle or help you with your regular maintenance of it. If you're a DIY pro, you can buy just about anything when it comes to your truck at merchant-automotive.com. People shop there every single day from all around the world. They have hundreds of thousands of people that follow them on their Facebook page. I want you to become part of that too. Follow them on Facebook. Search Merchant Automotive. Cole says, buy the car back, a.k.a. pay for it twice. Nick says, I just did a rear brake replacement on my girl's car, $160 on Amazon. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, I had a Duramax. Some hillbilly bought it and was going to make it his wife's truck. All right. This is the mugshot of Timothy Busfield. He was apprehended yesterday. He turned himself in Albuquerque. I believe it was Albuquerque. By the way, if you're taking a mugshot that with your head slightly down and looking up like that, you just look guilty. I think that's generally the posture of a person who takes a mugshot. I don't know if they could do a case study on people who were exonerated or found guilty and how their mugshot looked. Like if I take one look at that mugshot, the way his head is angled down and he's looking up and his forehead's all wrinkly and he looks very, very stressed, that tells me guilty. Now I have no idea if he's guilty or innocent. He says he's 100% innocent and this is all a screw job and he will be exonerated. Timothy Busfield from The West Wing and a number of other TV shows and movies. One hour after he turned himself in, authorities in northern New York State raided. He has a residence there. No one was there. And the cops busted in. Some task force, rammed the door open. Guns drawn. Clear, clear, securing every room. They searched all the other structures on the premises. And I don't know, maybe somebody in the field office that he turned himself into on the other side of the country didn't let anybody know because they raided the damn place. And then after 20 minutes, they left. Donut Dan says, what was he arrested for? He's being accused of sexually assaulting two twin boys that were on the set of a show that he was making a couple of years ago. Cole says he was the guy that played Poindexter on Revenge of the Nerds. I had no idea that was him until all this started to break. By the way, I would never have ever have thought of Timothy Busfield. I wouldn't have known who this was had it not been for these allegations. Now I know his whole career. Now, I can't say that I follow a lot of stuff on Hollywood, but the quickest way to get me up to speed on someone's career work is to have them be accused of touching kids. You know how they say there's no such thing as bad publicity? I think that's what they mean. Because all this has done has really put a spotlight on him. Now, he feels he's going to be exonerated. And he may be. I'm not going to sit in front of you and say he's a kid toucher or he molested kids. I don't know. I have no idea. I think we've come far enough to know that who knows what is real and what is not. And it's a safe thing to do. Unless you've got photos and that becomes available before, there's like a trial. Like if there's pictures of Timothy Busfield and he's given a child a Roman helmet and it's like an actual picture, it's not like a deep fake or AI or anything, then I'm going to say, well, yeah, he's guilty. Look at him. He's giving that kid a Roman helmet. But unless if you see something like that, you're not going to catch me indicting anybody without proof. Scott says he touched the poop and pee areas, is what the kid said. Bread Bull Brain Chris says his wife was going to run for governor in the Great Lakes state. Wonder if this will affect that. So wait a minute here. His wife is Melissa Gilbert from Little House on the Prairie. She was going to run for the governor of Michigan? Is that what you're telling me? Why didn't you just write Michigan instead of Great Lakes State is another question, too. I have a lot of questions there. So what you're saying there is Melissa Gilbert was planning on running for the governor of Michigan? I did not hear that. I did not hear that. I've never heard that. Wow. Well, this is a perfect opportunity for her then. I know that, I don't know if she's from Michigan originally, but I know that Busfield is. I wonder what the motivation is. Stand by, I got to sneeze. Hey, this is Eric Zane, and your information is being sold online. You know, the personal stuff. Search your own name. It's surprising what's out there. That's because people are taking your information and they're selling it. I've got a way to make all of your personal information disappear. You are not for sale. Whether you agreed to it or not, that information is available for people to buy and sell. Not okay. It's 100% true. Data brokers make billions selling your private details, and you get nothing. You don't even get a choice. Aura lets you fight back. AURA. They remove your personal data from broker sites and keep it off. Aura also alerts you fast if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura is more than just data broker removal. It's a full digital security suite that protects every part of your life online. Aura gives you a VPN to stay private, antivirus to block threats, a password manager to keep login safe, and spam call protection to cut off the scammers. Aura also scans the dark web for your most sensitive info like your social security number, bank logins, and passwords, and notifies you instantly if they are exposed. And if your identity is ever stolen, you're backed up by up to $5 million in insurance and 24/7 U.S.-based fraud support to help you recover quickly. And right now, you can try Aura free for 14 days when you visit aura.com/remove. AURA.com/remove. That's enough time for Aura to start removing your personal information from data broker sites. Sign up today at aura.com/remove and get the peace of mind that your privacy, identity, and finances are safeguarded. AURA.com/remove. Certain terms apply. See the site for details. Well, okay, this is great for her if that's the case. Because if it turns out he's a kid toucher, she can really endear herself to voters by throwing him to the curb and using that as a jumping off point to run. And people would like that, But if this is all going on and it's not proven prior to the election, yeah, I don't know if she'd be able to run. But if I'm Melissa Gilbert and you want to run for the governor of Michigan, get into politics, and it's true, your dickhead husband is on trial and you know full well that he did it, you hate that guy. He's fucked everything up. Maureen says Chris Swanson will be our next governor. You know what's interesting about that? He's got a better chance now because he's running as a Democrat. That's the sexy sheriff. Last time we heard from him, he had a flat tire, and he fixed it on the side of the road with one of those little plug kits. And then he said he's a hardworking American. This guy will not shy away from any opportunity to be on TV. And he's also personal friends with my beloved nieces. And Maureen, too. I think Maureen has been, nuzzled up to him. So Gilchrist is out. He was running, and now he gave up. So I don't even know who's running on the Democratic side. It's Swanson, and what was the other one? Is it Benson? Does that mean that Melissa Gilbert was going to run as a Republican or an independent? What the fuck is going on here? My favorite thing about elections are the debates because they're such shit shows. Mayor of Detroit running. That would be Jim Duggan. Jim Duggan? Isn't that Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Maybe his name's not Jim. Maureen says she once pondered running but never entered the race. Bread Bull Brain Chris says she must have already given up the idea of running. Yeah, she's got her hands full with her fucking husband. Well, anyway, this dude turned himself in while heavily armed agents rammed down the door of the house in upstate New York. Let's see. Yeah, he turned himself into police in Albuquerque on child sex abuse charges. He turned himself into the Albuquerque Police Department after cops alleged he engaged in unlawful sexual conduct with 11-year-old twin boys while directing the Fox show The Cleaning Lady in 2024. He's denied the accusations, maintaining that, quote, he did not do anything to those little boys. In a video message his lawyer shared with TMZ, I wouldn't have said little boys. Whenever you use the term little boys, it just sounds weird. I would have said, I didn't touch anybody, or I didn't touch those kids. He says, these are all lies, and I did not do anything to those little boys, and I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it with a great team, and I'm going to be exonerated. I know I am, because this is all so wrong and all lies. Now, that's excellent. That's a good start for him. You deny, whether you did it or you didn't, doesn't matter. If you did do it, you lie. And then you spend money, and then you let the lawyers do their work. If you didn't do it, you say that too. The alleged abuse began in 2022 when the boys were 7. He faces 2 counts of criminal misconduct against a minor, 1 for each child, according to the warrant issued on Friday. A criminal investigation began in 24 when a doctor notified police about suspected sex abuse after examining one of the kids in the hospital. Busfield's lawyer, Larry Stein, told the New York Post the disturbing allegations were driven by revenge. Attorney claimed the boy's mother told an actress on the New Mexico set, she wanted payback after her sons were cut from the show's final season. Attorneys for Warner Brothers, which produced the show, told police that an earlier independent investigation into the accusations found no evidence to support the claims. Okay, that's very good for BuzzFeed. You're establishing a motive there in the press about the revenge thing. You've got an eyewitness with the fact that another actress was told by mom that they wanted payback. So there's your witness. Not to mention, you can bolster your deniability with the Warner Brothers investigation. Get some folks there, and maybe he didn't do it. For once, I am going to hold off. All right. So he's in custody right now, or maybe made bail by now. I don't know. This all happened yesterday. There is a sheriff in Ohio who's getting tons of grief because of this sandwich item that he has made for people that are in jail in solitary confinement. It's a veggie burger that's loaded with protein, vegetables, fiber, and some spices. And what they do is they bind it all together, and they call it a Warden burger. And it provides ease of serving. They make this thing called the Warden burger. And then if you're in solitary confinement, you get a Warden burger. It's a patty, this veggie patty, on 2 pieces of bread to make a sandwich, and that's it. And for some reason, this is a problem. There's 3 Democratic lawmakers in Ohio who are saying it's cruel and unusual punishment to make the Warden burger. And I don't know how it could be. It doesn't seem bad at all. I don't understand why this is an issue.
For the Super Bowl of...
This is what it looks like. This is what the Warden burger looks like. Granted, you're not going to get that at Ruth's Chris, but if it has all the things that they said it has in it, and the complete list of ingredients are soy crumbles, whatever that means, beans, potatoes, vegetables, tomato paste, some chili powder, oats, and they bind it all together to make the sandwich. And they give it to the people that are in solitary confinement, so people who did something to break the rules, maybe assault somebody or whatever the fuck, that's what they get in jail. And so these lawmakers are like, yeah, we got nothing better to do. Let's go ahead and make a big deal at what Butler County Sheriff Richard K. Jones makes for the people that are in solitary confinement.
Hey there, everybody. This is what the finished product looks like of what some call the Warden burger. We take you inside the kitchen today to check out this plant-based.
And by the way, if you can only hear it in one earphone, sorry about that. On the audio podcast, it'll work out. Boy, and this news anchor is just hanging on to her youth by a thread. Oh, my God.
Recipe, which the sheriff who runs this jail says is a recipe for healthy success.
If you don't know who I am, I'm the sheriff.
Okay. If you're a sheriff in Butler County, Ohio, that's how I want him to look. I want him to have a cowboy hat. I want him to be 58 years old, kind of barrel-chested, with an enormous diabetes guy mustache. That's what I want.
I'm the guy that runs this place.
Sheriff Richard K. Jones of Ohio's Butler County recently received this letter. It expresses concerns about the conditions for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, detainees being held here. Among the criticisms, that detainees were being given these Warden burgers instead of the same meals given to other inmates.
When an inmate is sent to the hole and are on full isolation, they will be given a Wardenburger.
Inmate advocate Jennifer Percival says, while the food may not be everyone's favorite, it's healthy.
It's made with soy crumbles, beans, potatoes, vegetables, tomato paste, some chili powder, oats.
Sheriff Jones says they taste good, too. He sat down and shared one.
It's got a little crunch to it.
With our Sinclair Health producer, Kevin Delaney.
You're not saying nothing.
Not as bad as I thought.
Okay, that's the reporter. He says it's not as bad as I thought. Why is this even? It's a story because of the assholes who are making a big deal about what guys in solitary confinement have for dinner. Okay, if I am being represented by a lawmaker who wastes everybody's time and money by bitching about what these losers get in solitary confinement, fuck you. I'm never voting for you again.
Says these burgers benefit the body and the population here.
If you get in trouble in jail, what am I supposed to do? Give you a candy bar every day?
He says as for anything in his jail being subpar for ICE detainees.
ICE inspects. The marshals inspect.
By the way, 40% of his jail population are ICE detainees. But that's everywhere nowadays.
The state inspects. They eat the food. They can sample the Wardenburger.
As for his own sampling?
I'm hungry today, so I'm probably going to eat the whole thing.
Now, the American Institute for Cancer Research does say you can get enough protein on a plant-based diet through many of these burger ingredients. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
Okay. I don't know about Liz. The hair, the pants, everything. How silly is this? That anyone would waste anyone's time with, oh my God, we got to think about these guys that are in solitary confinement. Yeah, and by the way, they're in there based on their own choices. Too bad. If you're in jail and you don't want to eat the Wardenburger, you want to eat what the rest of the prison population is eating, don't be an asshole when you're locked up. Tyler says the sheriff posted a video, too, calling out the politicians who whined about him. Donut Dan says, yeah, he's got a badass mustache, and he shows he's sensitive with the pink tie. Tyler said the same thing I said because we're on the same page for jokes. That mustache is a prereq for that position. I don't know, man. That's silly to me that this is even being discussed. So dumb. The former mayor of New York, Eric Adams, got harassed getting off of an airplane. He lands in Dallas, and then he's walking off the plane through the little hallway that takes you into the main part of the airport. And there was a passenger that was on there who doesn't like him. He's not the mayor anymore, and he's just whatever the fuck. He's going to Dallas. And there's this chick on the plane that doesn't like him, and she starts to give him shit. Right at about that time, somebody walking behind starts rolling video footage of this. And, I mean, I don't know what precipitated it, but we pick it up with the lady saying to him, Eric Adams, please punch me in the face. I would like it if you punched me in the face. I don't know what precipitated this. I don't know anything about why we need to hate him or why people hate this guy. I'm not a citizen of New York, so I don't know anything. I just know he was the mayor, and then he's not the mayor. And then this chick here wearing the mask is saying, please punch me in the face, and talking shit to the former mayor of New York. And this is how he responded to that.
Punch me in the face, Eric Adams. Please punch me in the face.
Okay, Mayor Adams, please punch me in the face. She's looking over her shoulder and saying that to him, and his response.
I would love if you punched me in the face.
He said, I'm not the mayor anymore. Go fuck yourself. Outstanding. That's how you handle this.
I would love if you punched me in the face.
Yes. She's trying to piss him off.
I would love if you punched me in the face. Okay, you can get fucked too.
I didn't catch it. It's something about a fuck too. She's...
All right?
Yeah, fuck you.
Now she's saying fuck you.
Those days are over.
Yeah, good. Thank God.
Because those days are over.
You.
Those days are over.
Yeah, good. Thank God. Damn. And I
You're
can see
gonna
your
see the
ugly
Brooklyn
ass
in me.
face everywhere.
Okay, then he says, you're going to see the Brooklyn in me.
That's right.
I don't know what that... I think, is he trying to suggest, like, in Brooklyn we kick ass? You're about to see the Brooklyn in me. And he, like, stopped and turned around to say it, and she kept walking, which led to kind of like that awkward moment there.
And I can see your ugly ass face everywhere. Damn.
That's right.
She kind of walked into him, but she avoided him. People are ballsy. I would never dream of doing this. What could he have done that pissed her off so badly? I mean, maybe he was bad at being the mayor, but who gives a fuck? Chris says, in this day where everyone has a camera, public figures need to learn to ignore everyone. I don't know. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he said something. Why do people hate Eric Adams? Yeah, all I'm looking for on headlines is touching kids. But this one says 10 of Eric Adams' worst policies, scandals, and lies. I don't know. Why everybody hates Eric Adams. No idea. Well, anyway, right now I'm Team Eric Adams on that deal. Donut Dan says pussies hide behind masks. We're to a point now that if I see someone with a mask, I won't talk to him. I won't. Now, there was a time and a place that I loved the masks, and that was during COVID, when I wanted to keep myself and my family safe. So I wear the mask. COVID is gone. I'm not going to wear the mask. If you're wearing a mask now, you're an asshole. You need to be locked up. You need to be in your fucking house, or you're getting ready to rob somebody. Stop with the masks. There was a time when they were useful. Some of you don't even believe that. Like Nick here in the arena, he thinks that masks gave everybody COVID or some weird shit. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. Pretty common now when people are sick and going to crowded areas like the airport or the supermarket. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't go to the airport, and I just don't see anybody wearing them at the store. If I see them at the supermarket, I just stay away. I don't want to talk to them. I'd rather get sick than wear a mask right now. I know that sounds ridiculous. Cole says mask at this point equals victim. You're 100% right. They are scared of everything and won't fight back. I wouldn't be surprised that those guys that got beat up in that video I showed you earlier where MAGA guy beat up the anti-ICE people, all those people that got beat up were probably wearing masks. I don't remember now. No, I'm team no mask. But make no mistake, if we get another pandemic, I'm getting the mask. I'm going full on mask. All right? Can you imagine if we did have a rebound of COVID and it went back to the same nonsense? Oh, my God. People would lose their minds if the suggestion was made that we social distance, close businesses, or wear masks. People would freak out. Tophus, who says those guys really didn't help their cause by getting beat up either. Anti-ICE protesters should have self-defense classes, hand-to-hand combat self-defense classes, just the basics to get them up to speed so that when MAGA guy comes to beat them up, they can at least have a chance. Anti-ICE guy needs to learn to put up his dukes. Block. Do something with your hands. Don't just walk in leading with your fucking face. So stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think of an asshole of the day. If you have unwanted trees on your property, get rid of them with Kuiper Tree Care in West Michigan. KUIPER, treecare.com. You can find them at 616-828-8225. Call or text. Do mention me when you reach out. As you should. Somehow get the message across to any of my sponsors that you're reaching out to or supporting in any way, shape, or form that you heard about them from me. 616-828-8225 for Kuiper Tree Care. They can take care of your unwanted trees, grind the stumps. They will do tree trimming, storm cleanup, or tree risk assessment with their 3 certified arborists from Kuiper Tree Care. Speaking of cutting, I get my hair cut at King's Room Barbershop, and you should too. Haircut will set you back $21, $18 if you're a veteran, active or retired. Kingsroom.net. King's Room Barbershop with locations Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street. Thank you so much. They've been with the show for quite some time. Very appreciative of them. At King's Room Barbershop, guys and chicks who like short hair, get their hair cut at King's Room. Finally today, if you have any questions about your Obamacare policy, healthcare.gov, or Affordable Care Act policy, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. Don't be in the dark on this. Information is key. It's very important that you are well informed as to what is happening with the current healthcare bit of dramatics, I guess. It's a very fluid scenario. Is there going to be a vote? Yes, there will be a vote to somehow extend the help that some of our citizens who utilize healthcare.gov get when it comes to paying for their premiums by the government. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out. But until then, you should have everything in order by getting all the information about these possible changes or non-changes by reaching out to Frank Fuss. Now, his time and expertise is free. You pay nothing. He simply is a guy who gets you into the right policy based on your needs and what is happening in the U.S. now. So, if you get your health care through healthcare.gov or Obamacare, get a checkup on your policy with Frank today. And to do that, you go to Appointment with Frank. Just go to appointmentwithfrank.com, fill out the form. Frank will then put you on his calendar. He's going to talk to you via the phone, Zoom, face-to-face, whatever you choose. Your place, his place, coffee shop, doesn't matter. Appointmentwithfrank.com. He can help you out. Tyler says the asshole of the day should be the woman who was harassing former Mayor Eric Adams. I've got some other nominations, too. And the descriptor that I see in the chat is making me laugh. It has to do with that fight between MAGA guy and knocking out six ICE protesters, one guy twice. Or actually, one guy 3 times. But the one in particular that stands out as the asshole of the day, as Cole puts, is the red jacket, glass jaw pussy. That's right. Red jacket, glass jaw pussy guy is your asshole of the day. Congrats to red jacket, glass jaw pussy guy for winning the asshole of the day award. Topus, who is part of the anti-ice crew, says, yeah, that's fair. Fuck that idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here on the show. Join me on Patreon for more. It's just another way to spend time and get something interesting to talk about. It's at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for 7 days free, and I'll see you there. Have a good one, folks. Thank you, and bye-bye.